How's it going, Cinephile fans? And welcome to David Lee Movie Vlog, where tonight I'm going to do my first episode of the new year for Movie Roundup. This is where I'm going to talk about all the latest films that came out this week. And it was an interesting week. I got a great movie in Split. I got a new XXX movie, Return of Xander Cage, which is a movie that knows exactly what it is and is not ashamed of it. And then we got a film that wants to be an Oscar contender, but nope. It has no chance at that with The Founder. So let's start talking about our first film with Split. Wow. This film really shows me that M. Night Shyamalan is back. I mean, when he did the film The Visit, it was like, okay, I can see that he's come back from this crazy world that he was in with The Last Airbender and God, the Will Smith film. Ugh. But he is back now. And with this film Split, it is probably one of his best films since The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. That's how good this film is. I had all the hopes going into this film, and it didn't disappoint. James McAvoy, he has the job of playing 22 different people. And when you hear that he's playing this guy who has 22 personalities in him, not even personalities, but 22 people living inside his body. And to ask somebody to do this role, they have to have some balls. And James McAvoy delivers. And to also have Anna Taylor-Joy in there, you may remember her from The Witch. She comes in and damn it, man, she's one of the best up-and-coming actresses out there right now. I mean, everything she's doing, even Morgan. I mean, Morgan was a terrible film, but she was good in it. And then to see what she did with The Witch, and now this, whew, man, this lady has some talent. So the storyline is that James McAvoy and all of his personalities wants to make a sacrifice or a sacrament or a meal for this thing called the Beast. Now, what is the Beast? We don't know. But he goes and kidnaps 3 girls. And now he has to prep them for the Beast. And just a simple premise like that, you're kind of like, oh, right. This film is down to earth in a sort of way where it's not anything that's like $100 million on screen. No, this is just a $10 million film. And to see M. Night Shyamalan, I think that's the one thing that M. Night needs. He needs to have restrictions. And to see him just take this little budget and what he does with it, because like this whole entire film basically takes place in a basement. And he makes it feel so alive. And to see how James McAvoy is playing all these different characters, from Dennis, who's this crazy OCD character, to Patricia, this interesting woman who I thought that was the most interesting character in this whole entire thing. Because when you're going through the film and you see Patricia, there's certain moments where she almost reminds me of like a Catholic nun. If you see the scene where they're holding the candles and going down the hallway, you'll get what I mean. And then you got the greatest character in this whole entire thing in Hedwig, the 9-year-old boy, the smart 9-year-old boy. It is interesting to see how James McAvoy played this character of Hedwig. Because usually when adults play children, they just play a stupid adult. But James McAvoy plays literally a smart 90-year-old. He doesn't seem stupid. He seems naive. He seems like he hasn't experienced the world, but he is smart. And whenever Hedwig is on display, it is amazing. And then to have the doctor, the person that's trying to talk to James McAvoy and get to know all these different personas that he has, Betty Buckley is amazing in this film, where she is the person that gives a lot of exposition, and when you have that person, it can get really annoying. But the way that she does the way her acting is so subtle, but she controls the room when she's there, and to see her playing off of James McAvoy is absolutely amazing. The only thing I could really say about this film that I couldn't really I didn't like was that when I saw that Haley Lou Richardson was in this film, you may remember from Edge of 17, the moment I saw her on screen, I was like, oh my god, yes, this is another girl that's up and coming that I really want to see more of. And she was kind of put on the wayside. I mean, I don't know if she did this film first or she did Edge of 17, but I really wanted to see more of her and to give her a stronger character, where I thought that her character as a whole was quite weak. And so with the other girl, Jessica Sola as Marcia, those two girls had nothing on Anna Taylor-Joy, where she just stole the spotlight. And just these other two girls that I wanted some more character depth out of them really didn't go anywhere. Now, is that one thing where there's always a twist in M. Night Shyamalan's films. And I'm not going to spoil it here, but I'm going to tell you that this is the best twist in a film since The Sixth Sense for him. Where I was just like, holy shit. Because I kind of got an inkling for what it was, but then once I got it, I felt so good, and I can't wait to see what happens next in this universe. So, have you seen Split, and what did you guys think about it? Let me know down below. And now we're on to the film that just really tries so hard to be an 80s, 90s action film. And that is XXX, Return of Xander Cage. Now, Vin Diesel, he's a guy that is so charismatic that it's funny though, in Hollywood, he's getting so much money for films that doesn't do well at all. And another one comes out, and I really enjoy this film. This film made $20 million on the box office. It was number 2. It was funny though, like when I went into this film, wasn't expecting much, and then I started seeing the different production companies coming up on there, and I started to notice, there's a bunch of production companies from other countries. So I was like, okay, so this is what Vin Diesel doing. He's gonna get a lot of people like Donnie Yen, Deepika Padukone. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but she was awesome, by the way. There's a lot of different nationalities that are being represented in this film, and it's so refreshing to see. And it seems like to me that everybody knew exactly what this film was. Especially Toni Collette. She was my favorite character in this whole entire film. She ate up the screen with how corny her character was, how straightforward her character was. It was like her character had Botox, couldn't show anything facially except for the scowl that just looked so awesome. She just ate up the screen when she was on it. Her lines were so corny, but when she said her lines, she meant it. She just said, I'm going all the way. And Vin Diesel in here, you keep on doing these little movies. I'm not sure how much this film costs to make, but damn, man, it is fun. Now, the storyline is that Xander Cage has been out of the XXX program for quite some time. Well, somebody dies like Samuel L. Jackson, and now he is asked to come back into the fold of XXX to try to figure out who has the control of bringing down satellites and using satellite missiles. And it really didn't make any sense. Like the first scene, you see this satellite coming down, and you see satellites all over the place in outer space. It's a whole highway of satellites. And you see this one coming down, and it's going through the atmosphere, and you think to yourself, okay, yeah, it'll just burn up before it even hits anything on the planet. Nope, it doesn't. It was so corny and so unbelievable that it knew exactly. That's one thing I like, when a film knows exactly what it is and it isn't sorry for what it is. Vin Diesel, he makes sure that his character is lovable, like a family man, but also the guy that can have sex with 9 women all at once and pleasure them all and have them all satisfied, and also be the bad guy, be the mean guy. And it's funny though, it's like Vin Diesel is trying to have it both ways, and it really if you really want to be serious, it's so stupid that you're just like, okay, you could do whatever you want, Vin Diesel. Donnie Yen, holy shit, dude, this guy, I need to watch some more of his films because his action scenes blows everybody out of the water. You're not going to get really much of anything out of this film except for a film that knows exactly what it is not ashamed to be what it is. And that's all you can want. So have you seen XXX, Return of Xander Cage, and what did you think about it? Let me know down below. And finally, we got our last film of the week, The Founder. Michael Keaton has been on a roll the last couple years. He goes and does a film, Birdman, which was fantastic, and I do believe if Eddie Redmayne didn't do such a great performance himself, he would have definitely won that year's Oscar for Best Actor. And you saw him do Spotlight, which was a fantastic ensemble piece, which also won Best Picture, just like Birdman did. And now he's trying to get a film that has the potential to be his third Best Picture film of the year. And is this film a film that's going to go into the Oscars and just like be a Birdman or be a Spotlight? Oh God, no. This film wants to be really, really hard. This one wants to be Social Network, and it tries its best, but it's like the little engine that could. It keeps on going, but it's not going to get there very fast, and that's what this film is. You got Nick Offerman playing as Dick Donald, and you got John Carroll Lynch playing as Mac McDonald. These two brothers that gets this bright idea on how to get food served quick, but also tasting great and being something so simple that everybody could just keep on eating and know exactly what they're going to get. Michael Keaton, he's playing this guy who's almost a swindler. He tries to swindle people to buy his milkshake machines, and he's done some little odd things here and there trying to make a buck. Well, he comes upon McDonald's, and he is enthralled with the prospect of how this revolutionizes the restaurant scene to what we know today. And the thing is that this film wants to make it seem like Michael Keaton's character is a nasty man who will do anything to make sure that he gets the upper hand on everybody. And the film kind of didn't paint him as much of a hard ass as I really wanted him to be. It tries to say, okay, here he is as a family man, and as he's building this empire, he has a wife that you can see that his wife she really doesn't care. She's just like, yeah, you do your schemes, and I'll just stay here and just be a happy housewife. Well, Michael Keaton doesn't want that. He wants everybody to love him and to worship him. Oh, she just sees through the bullshit. And I liked her character. And this was played by Lauren Dern. And I like Lauren Dern. I was like, man, I really want more of her. Because I think that she could take this man and kind of put some humanity to him. And the film doesn't really go there. It doesn't really go anywhere, to be a matter of fact. It kind of just goes from point A to point B. And you just never got the feeling that this film had any passion behind it. It just felt like that they tried to make a cookie cutter Oscar film that would easily get the Oscar people being like, oh right, this is the best film of this year. But no, they fail at it. They have a script in here that's so boring. Easily to say, boring. For what this film is, this film has, I believe, like an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, or a high 80s. And I'm just like, really, people? I have to go and read the reviews because, with Rotten Tomatoes, it's like, yes, they may say 82%, but maybe the people are lukewarm on this film just like I am. This film could have been something special. But with the script and with this choppy, just how choppy this film is, it just doesn't really go anywhere. And it really pisses me off because Michael Keaton deserves better than this, and he gets a good performance, but the thing that fails him is the script and the way that this film is. And so, with that being said, that's this week's films. We had Split, XXX Returns, Xander Cage, and The Founder. Have you seen any of these films? Let me know what you thought about them down below. As always, people, my name is David Lee, and I'll talk to you guys next time.